Okay, so welcome everyone. July 21st here in the US. I guess it's the 22nd in Australia. So thank you all very much for joining me today for this 1 hour of our yoga class. And I always remind everyone that to be careful in your practice. Don't do anything your body is saying to not do. It's more important for you to follow your what your body's telling you to do than follow my instructions. And I can't see you, so I can't give any corrections, but just honor your own shape, size, your flexibility, your own skeleton, because we have different skeletons. So and try and find your own inner alignment so that it's a comfortable and easeful yoga practice. A little effort's good, but you don't want your muscles to tense up with too much effort. So try and find that easeful position. So I'm sure it's the same in Australia, but it's been difficult times, for a long time. And recently, even more so, with lots of uncertainty and bad news coming out and lots of change. And, this can often lead to anxiety with people, fear, a depression even, or a sense of doom and gloom, which is something we want to try and not fall into too deeply. So yoga is wonderful to help. It does have the potential to help with that. The breathing and the poses together and just that mindfulness can help you and the silence that we can foster can bring us into our centers where we can find a sense of stillness and peace and tranquility and a certain sense of calm. Breathing really does help with that. So we're going to begin our practice sitting up, and we'll try and move into that space, that inner peace that we all know is deep down inside of us. So moving from the outside world into our inner world. So you can close your eyes and just take a nice deep inhale and a nice exhale. You can even sigh out your mouth. That gives you that letting go feeling. So begin to slow down. Bring your attention to your breathing pattern. Just noticing it. The inhales, the exhales. The little pauses at the end of the inhale and at the end of the exhale. They're peaceful pauses. Notice the way your body is moving with your breath. And I'm going to read a poem to you as you continue to relax with your breathing. This poem is called The Guest House, and it's written by Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. So just continue sitting here in your nice, comfortable and easeful position. Noticing the breath, start to slow it down. Take a deeper inhale and fill up your lower belly with your breath. And then follow the exhale all the way out through the nostrils. Do that a couple more times, following the inhale down to the lower belly and the exhale out through your nostrils. Now, a wonderful way to calm down the nervous system and to bring us into that inner stillness is to lengthen out the exhale. And one way we're going to do that is by, we're going to exhale through the mouth as though you're blowing through a very narrow straw. So on your next inhale, take your breath down into your belly and exhale through the thin straw. Until all your breath is gone. You're ready for your next inhale. Exhale through the straw. Do this 2 more times on your own breath. And then come back to your normal breathing. And you can begin to open your eyes, get a little movement back in your body. Smile. And we're going to come to standing. So come up to standing. Just the screen a little bit. Oh, wrong way. Okay. So we're going to begin just by swinging. So start by just doing a slow swing with your arms around to each side, left and right. Starting to loosen up the body. Let the hands go all the way around the sides. You can start to make a bigger swing here and lift your opposite heel. Take your arms in a wide arc. Shoulder, chest, shoulders, head, go around with you. Just enjoy this freedom of movement. And you can begin to slow down. Now bring your fingertips to the crown of your head and start to massage the top of your scalp with the pads of your fingers. So try to get the skin to move around on top of your scalp. Little circles. You can take your hands down the sides of your head, all the way down around your ears. And then down to the bottom, the base of your skull, along that bony, little bones along the base of your skull. And you might come to a little divot right in the middle there at the back of your neck. Just give that a little rub. Come back up to the top of your skull and now make little circles. Go down the center, down the back center of your skull. Back down to the base of your neck. And you can go all the way down the back of your neck, rubbing the back of your neck. Around the sides of your neck. Bring your fingers back up to the top of your skull and then take them to your forehead and unfurrow your brow by just stroking across your forehead and lightly and gently, softly just stroke down your face. Remember to breathe. Nice, steady, even breath. Come down the front of your neck and across your shoulders. And then take one hand and go all the way down your other arm, all the way down through the fingertips, and then turn your arm over, all the way down the back of your arm. And then over to the other arm, from the shoulders all the way down through the fingertips. Nice gentle stroking, front and back. Back up to the chest. Stroke down your chest and torso. Really getting to enjoy this self-massage. Take your hand to your belly and rub in a clockwise around your belly button. Come to the back of your pelvis and your lower back and sacrum. You can use your thumbs in here. And then down the fronts of your legs, sweeping down the fronts of your thighs, down your lower legs. Give your inner inner curve or the inner arch a nice little massage across the top of your feet, up the backs and down the backs of your legs and buttocks. And then you can just shake it all out. Whew. And come to mountain pose. So your feet are hip point distance apart. The inner soles of the feet are parallel with each other. And feel the roots growing down into the earth. So your toes are light, but the bottom of your feet are rooting down into the earth. There's a little gentle bend in the knees. And then just do some pelvic tilts. So arch the back and then tuck the tail, arch the back a little, tuck the tail, and then come to that place in the middle there where you still have the lower, a little a curve in the lower back so that the spine can grow straight and tall up from the tailbone all the way through to the crown of the head, lifting through the crown of the head. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. And just bring the bottoms of your shoulder blades come together a little bit. So they're coming together, they're not close to each other, but that'll just broaden across your collarbones and open up your chest in mountain pose. Now you can take your right ear over to your right shoulder. Inhale back to center, exhale over to the left shoulder. Inhale back to center and do it again. Just on your own, in your own breathing pace. Come to center, drop your chin down to your chest. Inhale, nose up to ceiling. Head exhaling down to your chest. Inhaling as your nose goes up to the ceiling. One more time. And then turn your head to look over your right shoulder. And inhale, and on an exhale, begin to lower your chin down to your chest, sternum, and all the way back up, looking over the left shoulder in a half moon. And then inhale and exhale all the way down and around. We'll continue doing this 2 more times. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. And the next time you come to the left shoulder, you can continue the circle, taking the nose up to the ceiling and all the way around in a circle. You don't crank your neck back too far, but just take the head all the way around the neck. You might hear a lot of crackles, and they are normal, don't be concerned. And then you can reverse. And then come to center. Now, take your arms in front of you and raise them up, fingers up to the ceiling. And stretch up through the sides of your body. The feet are rooted down as you're stretching up through the sides of your body, fingertips to the sky. Now take your left hand take your right hand and hold your left wrist, and you can gently go over to the right side. The lateral bend, back up to vertical, and then do it on the other side, taking over to the left side, and then back up to center. Right hand holding the left wrist, we'll go over to the right side, and then left hand holding the right wrist as you go over to the left side. Now bring your arms down to shoulder height and extend through the tips of your fingers and open up your chest, and then start to make little circles going backwards, rotating your hands backwards, and then slow them down as you make bigger circles. Remembering to breathe, and then back to the little circles. And then reverse, and now coming forward. And then take those arms into bigger circles. You can actually make really big circles if you want. And slowing them down to the little circles. And now bring your arms back to shoulder height and bend your elbows. Palms facing forward in cactus. Breathe. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring your forearms, hands, and elbows together. Inhale, broaden across your chest. Exhale, bring your forearms, hands together. Inhale. And exhale one more time. And reach open again. This time we're going to keep the hands together, and then just cross the right arm under the left elbow and bring the right hand over to the left shoulder and hug yourself. So the left hand comes around the right hand comes around your left shoulder, and the right hand around your the left hand around your at your right shoulder. Give yourself a little massage at the back of your right shoulder. Press into any tightness. It's a spot we all carry a lot of tension. Try and release there. And then slowly see if you can get your elbows on top of each other, if possible. And now we're going to take the forearms vertical, so the fingers are going to be pointing up to the ceiling. And if you want to, if you'd like to, this is beginning of eagle arms, and we can do eagle legs too. So take your left leg and foot and just take it around to rest on the outside of your right ankle. And you can start to draw your forearms closer in together, getting a big stretch across your backs of your shoulders. And if you like, you can intertwine your forearms and bring your palms facing each other. 3 deep breaths here. And then you can unwind your left foot back onto the mat. Take your arms back up to cactus. And then wrap the left arm. The right arm is, the left arm wraps around the right arm, elbows on top of each other. The right hand is now at the left shoulder, and your left hand is holding across your right shoulder and a little hug. And the easiest, you can give your left shoulder a nice massage with your right hand, pressing into those tight spots that develop there in that back shoulder. Exhaling when you feel the tightness, relaxing. And now begin to stack those elbows on top of each other and bring your arms to vertical, so your palms are facing out to the outside of the room. Fingers are facing towards the ceiling. And then take your right leg, lift your right heel off the mat and just cross it over your left ankle. Balance here. You can slowly begin to bring your forearms together in front of you, if you can make it, or you can just leave them wherever is comfortable for you as you stretch across the back of your shoulders. And then if you want to go a little step further, bring the palms in facing towards each other. Eagle arms. We've got full eagle arms here and half eagle legs. Nice deep breath. And then you can unwind your arms, bring your right foot back to meet your left foot on the mat. Come back to mountain. Now raise your right arm up by your ear, and can't quite see it here. I'm going to come down a little. You can turn your palm to the back of the room and bend your right arm so that your fingertips are coming to your back of your right shoulder. You're going to take the left arm, swing it around behind you, and the back of the hand is on the mat as you start to walk your fingers anywhere you can get them up your back. You might be able to clench your fingers together or not, but you want to try and keep that right elbow in close to your ear, right ear, and the left arm in close to the body. You'll feel a nice stretch up the right side of the body and across the left chest area, across the left collarbone. Breathe. And then you can bring the arms down to the side, this time taking your left arm up to the ceiling, palm turns back towards the back of the room, bend your elbow, keeping that elbow near the left side of your head, and the fingertips come down onto the back, and now swing the right arm around behind you, and then the back of the hand is on your back, and then just start to draw your fingers together or your arms together, hands together I should say. If they can reach, you can join them together here or wherever they may be. Keeping the arms in close to the body, the stretches up the left side of the body here and across the right collarbone area. Keep lifting up from the tailbone through the crown of the head. Take some nice deep breaths here. And then You can release your arms. Move the screen a little so you can see me, what I'm going to do next. So we'll just come to Goddess pose. So take your nice wide stance. Feet are pointing to the corners of the room, so a 45-degree angle. You can bring your hands up to cactus pose and then come into a squat. Feeling the inside thighs here, and then bring your hands all the way up to the ceiling, stretching through the 4 limbs, back down again into Goddess pose, and stretch all the way up. You go down one more time. The knees are tracking over the feet, and back up again. Now bring your hands behind you, clasp your hands behind you, and start to draw your hands down towards the floor as you stretch all the way across your chest, opening up the front of your chest here. And then we're going to come into, so keep that wide stance, but bring your feet parallel. We're going to come with each other. So the feet are facing forward as we come into a wide-legged forward bend with a straight back. Coming down, head releasing down to the mat as the arms come back towards the back of your head. Let the neck release down to the mat. You'll be looking out through your legs here. You can nod your head back and forth and side to side. And the weight of the arms is taking the hands closer towards your head. And then have a little bend in the knees as you come back up to standing. This time we're going to go down without the arms behind us, but bring your hands to your hips. You're going to be bending or hinging forward from the top of the thighs, where the thighs meet the torso, with a straight back, coming forward, and then releasing down towards the mat. If your hands can't reach, have a more generous bend in your knees. And then just let the weight of your torso draw your head down towards the mat. You can be on your fingertips, or you can be on your fingers or on the palms of your hands. Keeping that nice bend in the knees if needed, and keeping the neck long. We want the head to release down, the crown of the head releasing down to the mat. And now start to walk your hands forward. Just come to wherever is your comfort level. We are in a wide-legged downward dog, which the first down dog we've done. The wide legs is a little easier to access this pose. So the thighs are reaching towards the back of the room, hips up towards the sky, pushing up from your hands up to your shoulders. Breathe. And then you can release, lower your knees down towards the earth and come into a tabletop position here. Good. Take the knees wide and start to draw your hips back into child's pose. You can bend your elbows and rest your head on your hands, the tops of your hands, or you can have your arms stretched out in front of you and the forehead is on the mat. You can always have a pillow if your head doesn't reach the mat. Or you can stack your hands if you don't have a pillow. Just want to be in a really restful position here. So whatever position works for you. Letting the weight of the buttocks and hips draw the buttocks down towards your heels. And then slowly start to rise up to tabletop. So the wrists are under the shoulders, the knees are under the hips, about hip distance apart. Fingers are spread wide on the mat. And then we'll just do a nice moving cat-cow. So just start to sway your hips right and left. And you can even take your right shoulder, draws towards your right hip as you come to the right side, left shoulder draws towards the left hip. And you can look around your shoulders as you sway. Come to still. We'll do some nice easy cat-cows. So inhale, as you lift your sit bones, chest comes forward, collarbones wide. Exhale, starting at the tailbone, dropping the tailbone, rounding through the spine. The top of the head, crown of head reaches towards the floor. You can even draw your forehead towards your pubic bone to get a more of a rounding. Inhale to cat, lengthening through from the lower belly all the way up to the sternum. Exhaling and rounding into cat. Inhaling to cow. Do 2 more rounds here. And then come to table. We'll firm up our table here by lifting up from the wrists all the way up through the arm bones, through the shoulders, so we're not collapsing in the top, in the shoulders. So lifting, and then activating your belly muscles by gently drawing your navel towards your spine. Take your right leg back, toes turned under. And then just raise that right leg up to about hip height, toes turned down. Draw the heel towards the back of the room. And then lower. Now raise with the inner thigh muscle, the right inner thigh muscle. And lower. One more time. And now bend that right knee. Sole of the foot goes towards the ceiling, and just do some little lifts, strengthening our upper legs and our buttocks, the glutes. And then you can bring that knee back down onto the mat. Take the left leg out, reach it out to the back of the room. Toes turned under. Now check that your left hip is strong and supporting you. You don't want it to be off to the side. So keep that left hip active as you raise the right leg. The right leg leg is active as you raise the left leg. Lower. Draw that heel back towards the back of the room, lower. One more time, lifting with the inner thigh. Bend the left knee, and then just take that sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. A little bit of strengthening here. And then you can bring that knee down and come back into resting child pose. If you want to have your knees together, you can take your arms down beside you and let your shoulders roll over, cascade down towards the mat. Whatever is comfortable for you for your child's pose. For those who can't get their knees the knees aren't bending so much, it's okay to be up a little bit and then just rest your forehead down. And come back to tabletop. Bring your left hand into the center of the mat. Raise your right arm towards the ceiling, fingertips towards the ceiling, and then thread that right arm under your left arm, the hole here, and start to take your body down towards the mat, your right shoulder, right ear, right side of your head in a twist. You can then take your left hand and swing it around and put it on your lower back, opening up the left shoulder here. And if you like, you can take that left hand up towards the ceiling. And then come back. Left hand back onto the mat as you raise up, back to table. This time the right hand comes into the center as you raise your left arm, twisting, rotating to the left side, and then swing that left hand underneath the right arm and bring your left side of your body down towards the mat. Left shoulder, left ear, head. You can take your right arm around, palm facing down on your lower back as you open up that right shoulder and twist from a little further. Chest is opening towards the right side. If you like, you can raise your right arm towards the ceiling, fingertips to the ceiling. And then bring the right palm down onto the mat and raise back up to table. And now bring your right foot up to the inside of your right hand. Now really anchor that right foot down onto the mat. So the sole of the foot is grounding down, and the left shin and the top of the left foot are grounding down into the mat as we're going to begin to take our torso away from the right knee, coming vertical. You can have your hands on your knees here. And take your left arm up to the ceiling. And if you're feeling balanced, you can take your right arm up to the ceiling. Feel the lift from the lower belly up through to the collarbone, up through to the sternum, all the way up through the crown of the head. Pressing down with the right foot and grounding down with the left shin. Shoulders are releasing away down from the ears. And then turn your palms and you can bring your hands back to the mat. Take the right knee back to meet the left. And now draw the left knee up to the inside of the left hand. Check that your shin is perpendicular here. Your left shin is perpendicular with the earth. Now ground that left foot, the sole of the left foot. Ground the back shin, the right leg shin and top of the right leg as an anchor as we begin to raise up to vertical, hands to the left knee. Take some nice deep breaths here. Begin to take your right arm up towards the ceiling And then if you like, you can always just come to prayer pose here or keep your hands on your knees if you're not feeling the balance today. So right arm and then left arm to join. And open up to the front of the room, open up to life. Feel the exuberance of this lift. The energy that you get. And then you can turn the palms down and gently float your hands down, back down to the mat. Take your knee back and you can sit back on your heels. As we come down onto our backs. Just feel your center as you move from standing all the way down onto your back. Feel with the soles of your feet, your backs of your pelvis, the middle back, the slight arch in the lower back, the curve in your neck, and then the base, the back of your skull on the mat. Take your feet out to the width of your yoga mat, and you can turn your palms up and just start to do some very gentle windshield wipers, just taking the knees from side to side. You don't have to take them all the way down. Using your breath to guide you. Inhaling as you come to center, exhaling as you go to the side. And with each progressive turn, you can come a little bit closer down towards the earth. The opposite hip comes up off the ground. As your knees lower down with gravity and weight. Exhaling from one side, inhaling to center, exhaling to the other side. And when you come to one side, you can just stop and pause. Feel the stretch and the sensations across the top leg. The opening of the side body, the right side or left side body, whichever side you're on. Breathe into this pose. And then back to center. And then drop the knees over to the other side. Once again, pausing here, feeling the different sensations in the legs, top leg, across the lower back. Make sure that your shoulders are relaxed, your neck is long. Breathe down into your belly. And then back up to center. And now bring your feet into hip distance apart, soles of the feet on the mat, knees pointed up, and draw your right knee in towards your chest. Exhale as you bring that knee in close to your chest. Now breathe here. Lengthen the left leg out on the mat. Toes pointed up towards the ceiling. And then just lift that left leg a few inches off the mat and lower. Working the left abdominals, lifting, feeling it. Do you feel it in your left abdominal muscles as you raise and lower? Bring the left foot back onto the mat. Interlace your fingers around your right thigh. And then draw your right toes up towards the ceiling. Press your thigh into your hands and your hands into your thigh. Straighten your leg as much as you can. And then start to do some ankle circles here. So taking the foot around the ankle joint. Keeping it lubricated, healthy, and supple. And then opposite direction. And now point your toes up towards the ceiling and then toes towards your head. Feeling the stretch in the calf and then stretch up the front of the foot as you point and the stretch in the back calf muscle. One more time. And then keep it in that flex position so your toes are pointing towards your head and your heel is reaching towards the ceiling. And breathe all the way up and down your right leg. You can use your hands to bring your leg in a little bit closer to your head if possible, if you're feeling any give there as you exhale, any more room you've made. And then you can lower that leg and place the right ankle over the left knee. And begin to raise your left knee in towards your torso. If you can reach, you can interlace your fingers between, through the hole in your two legs and behind your left thigh. If you can reach, otherwise you can just stay here. If you can reach and you can draw your legs in a little bit closer in towards your torso, feel the stretch on the outer right thigh. Making sure that your neck is long, all the rest of your body is relaxed. Finding an ease in your pose. And then you can lower the left foot onto the mat, followed by the right foot. Take a moment here just to feel all that work you did in both legs. Come back to the stillness of your center. Now draw the left knee in, interlace your fingers around your left shin. Release the knee in towards your chest and then lengthen the right leg out, toes pointed up, heel reaching to the front of the room. With an inhale, raise the right leg using the inner thigh muscle, a few inches off the mat, and then lower. Raise and lower, working the right abdominal muscles. One more time. And then you can bring that foot onto the mat as you begin to raise your left leg and foot up towards the ceiling. Interlace your fingers around your left thigh. Press your thigh into your hands and your hands into your thigh. And begin with some ankle circles. In one direction, toes are wide. Trying to feel all the sensations in that joint and around the foot. And reverse. And toes pointed to the ceiling, feel the stretch up the front of the foot, and toes pointed towards your head or back towards your shin. Point and flex, point and flex. The next time you flex, just stay there. Draw the heel up to the ceiling, toes to the head, to the back of the room, and just breathe all the way down. Take the breath all the way down into your lower belly as though it can go up. And exhale down your leg, softening. Breathing into any tight muscles. And if you feel you've created any space with your exhale, you can begin to bring that leg in a little bit closer towards your head, or the foot in a little bit closer towards the head. Keeping the pelvis on the ground evenly grounded. And then you can start to bend your left leg, place the left ankle over the right knee. You can draw your left knee towards the front of the room. Then begin to raise your right thigh and knee in towards your torso. If you can lift, if you can interlace your fingers through that hole around your right thigh and draw it in towards your chest. Keeping the pelvis on the mat, you don't want to roll up. So no rolling, but we're feeling the stretch. Hopefully you can feel a stretch here or a strong sensation in, typically it would be in the left outer thigh. And then you can bring that foot down onto the right foot down onto the mat, followed by the left foot. We'll do a few pelvic tilts here. So draw the sit bones down towards the mat as you arch in your lower back. And then you can draw the sit bones towards your chest as you flatten the lower back. So the movement is coming from the pelvis, keeping the rest of the body relaxed. So arching and flattening the lower back. The pelvis is moving forward and backwards. Arms are by your sides. And now come to neutral pelvis. So there's a slight arch in the lower back. We'll do some lower back massage. Imagine the lower belly from the navel to the pubic bone and the two outer hips as a clock face. So we're going to put a marble, imaginary marble, in the belly button and roll the marble over to the right hip, down to the top of the pubic bone, over to the left hip and back up to the belly button. Rolling the marble around the clock face. 12 to 3 to 6 to 9. Feeling that massage, the lower back and sacrum. Come to still and you can reverse. Then come to still. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Arms come up and behind you. Do a nice big stretch all the way through from fingertips through to toes. And then release everything down to the earth. So we're coming into Shavasana now. If you want a pillow under your head, if you're cold and need a blanket over you, or even a rolled up blanket under your knees, please find your most comfortable position where you can really relax and let your whole body weight sink into the earth. Like I always say, the unconditional support of the earth. So you can let go of everything. So just keep that lovely, easeful movement of the breath in and out, like the tide flowing in and out, or the waves washing onto the shore and receding back into the ocean. That calmness and tranquility that can come with that breath, letting go of your weight, letting go of your worries, your concerns, and just coming into the still peace of your center. Certain calmness that you can find there. We'll go through a body meditation, starting at your toes, all 10 toes, relax. Soles of the feet and your inner arches relax. Tops of the feet and ankles relax. Your lower legs, calves and shins relax. Knees, top and bottom relax. Your thighs, your hamstrings and your quads relax. Coming up to the groin area, relax. Buttocks, relax. Hips, relax. Lower back, relax. Sacrum area, relax. The belly, relax. Middle of your back, relax. Chest, relax. Upper back and shoulder blades, relax. Across your collarbones, relax. Tops of the shoulders, relax. Down to the fingers, relax. Forearms and elbows, relax. Upper arms and under your arms, relax. Back up across your shoulder blade, up across the tops of your shoulders, relax. Up the back of your neck, relax. Sides of your neck, relax. And the front of your throat, relax. Jawbone, relax. Cheeks, relax. Under the eyes, relax. All the little muscles holding your eyeballs, relax. Your eyebrows and in between your eyebrows, relax. Forehead, relax. Top of the skull, relax. Back of the head and base of the skull, relax. And full body relaxation. Stay in this relaxing Shavasana. Give yourself this luxury of time for a few minutes or a few breaths without any stress. This moment of peace in our crazy world. Thank you for coming and namaste.